Good morning, beloveds. Oh, I'm running a little late because we did go to the park. The feels like out there is 25. So I have a shirt and then this and then the jacket and then I just had, there, and then there's a hood and the thing to keep my ears warm. Which this is fantastic, by the way. It was an impulse buy at the sports store because I needed something to keep my ears warm on bike rides, and it fits over my hat, with the brim. So, yeah, and the squirrels we saw like 3 or 4 on the first loop, and then on the second loop, there weren't a lot, but we started to see them, and then there were a couple of corners where we got swarmed. It was great fun, and I got a red-headed woodpecker and some blue jays. So yes, it was cold, but it was a great day in the park. I definitely, I definitely encourage you to go have some fun. Enjoy the cold weather while we've got it, because winter is coming all in one weekend. But all right, let me get this. All right, it is February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. February 13th, I know only right action. A new heart will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And that is from Ezekiel 36:26. Remaining constantly open to the love of God within ourselves can produce great results. Though the essence of love may be elusive, it pervades everything, renewing our soul and uplifting our emotions. We can all live happy, harmoniously, and successfully with one another when each of us practices a conscious recognition of the presence of love within ourselves and within everyone. We can overcome the troubles and difficulties that we have allowed to enter our lives when we remember that love is the creating and sustaining presence within all. God loves, moves, and exists in me. As I eliminate anger and resentment, the divine nature flows freely through me. The life-giving qualities are forever in motion. There is nothing in me that can stop, even for a second, the flow of divine energy, and there is only loving right action. The warmth of love circulates through my mind, my body, and my world. The energy that I would have used in being angry, I now release in love. I dismiss all tendency to be angry, fearful, or resentful. In exchange, I am filled with faith, love, and trust. Okay. And I'm kind of feeling, I don't know. I think we expect love to be this great, overwhelming wave that we should feel, that it should knock us over. And I get the sense in this that Ernest is saying, no, basically it's everywhere. It's a diffuse feeling that is literally the undercurrent of everything. And so since it's think about it like a low level background frequency, because it's always there. You're so used to hearing it, that it doesn't register anymore. And so rather than being knocked over by this feeling of love, you have to be conscious of it, because it's, like I said, background noise. It's background noise. Kind of like the background radiation in the universe. That would be love. And so, because it's always there and everywhere, that we actually have to be conscious of it to feel it. Something to think about. Okay. I know only right action. It's kind of a strange title today. And the Bible quote, "A new heart will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you," from Ezekiel 36:26. So bear in mind that Ezekiel is one of the, and the word just popped out of my head. Exile prophets. Exile prophets. Ezekiel was one of the ones that was written, I say written, the oral tradition, but during the exile when they were living in Babylon. And so he was reminding his people, God's still there. I know that we're in this situation, but God's still there. And we need to turn to God and refresh the heart and the spirit. If we turn to God, then God will put the new heart and the new spirit within us. All right. Remaining constantly open to the love of God within ourselves can produce great results. I mean, I got nothing to add to that sentence. Ask yourself when you act in love versus when you act in pretty much any other emotion, what kind of results do you get and how do you feel? Though the essence of love may be elusive, and that's where I kind of got that idea, that background radiation. The essence of love may be elusive because it's an essence. It is everywhere, and so we have to consciously focus on it because we expect it to be this great wave. What are they? The warm fuzzy wave that overflows us, but that's not God's love. That may be love that we create in certain situations, but God's love is everywhere all the time. So it pervades everything, renewing our soul and uplifting our emotions when we are conscious. And that's one of the reasons why Ernest is always hammering on us about consciousness. It's like, it's there. It's there. We just have to be conscious of it. We can all live happily, harmoniously, and successfully with one another when each of us practices a constant recognition of the presence of love within ourselves and within everyone. So it's like, yeah, I got to work on recognizing God's love within me, but I also need to be willing to recognize God's love within everyone and everything and every being that I meet. So it's like, it's great that okay, yes, God's love was within me. Am I willing to see it within you? Because that will make it easier for both of us. And when I recognize God's love within you and hold that space for you, then that gives you the opportunity to recognize within yourself. And when both parties are aware of God's love within them, it just gets that much easier. So, we can overcome the troubles and difficulties that we have allowed to enter our lives when we remember that love is that creating and sustaining presence within all. The ultimate power is love. So, God loves, moves, gives, and exists in me. Say that to yourself when you wake up. As I eliminate anger and resentment, the divine nature flows freely through me. And that's when we turn away from, I hesitate to use the word negative emotions, non-preferred emotions, and we turn more towards what we call the qualities of God, love, creativity, harmony, peace, unity, joy, all of those, then we are no longer blocking that. It's like the qualities are there, but these other emotions can get in the way. The life-giving qualities are forever in motion. There is nothing in me that can stop, even for a second, the flow of divine energy and there is only loving right action. So there's nothing within me that can stop the divine flow of energy. But I can interfere with it. I can get in my own way. And so when I release the non-preferred tendencies and emotions and focus on those qualities, the divine nature, then it's like I turn up the power. I turn up that flow. I turn up the love, so that it's no longer that background radiation. The warmth of love circulates through my mind, my body, and my world. The energy that I would have used in being angry, I now release in love. There's a lot of power in anger. There is. And occasionally we need to use that power in anger to get things done, to get to make changes. That's the point of social justice. But it would probably go a lot further most of the time if we used it in love. Because love doesn't burn out. Love doesn't burn out. Love does not burn out. The love with a capital L does not burn out. And anger does. And anger will burn us out if we don't use it and release it appropriately. I dismiss all tendency to be angry, fearful, or resentful. In exchange, I am filled with love, faith, and trust. So our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to release anger, fear, and resentment for faith, love, and trust. No question on that mission. No question at all on that mission. So, yeah. And I don't have anything. I don't have anything left. I think that I'm going to take into contemplation the idea of love as a background radiation. I think that's one of the reasons why we talk about God like a still small voice. And love's the same way. It's that still small voice, that quiet voice. So it's always there, but because it is always there, because it's always in the background, it's easy to drown out. Easy to drown out. And we can let the material world and the mortal coil and just the noise do that. And so when we go into those still small quiet places of meditation and of prayer and of treatment and of reading sacred literature, and however you get there, because like I said, I get there by running or walking and just being instead of, I'm not a human doing, I'm a human being. When I allow myself to be a human being, those are the times that you can sense that love. And the more adept you get at it in those times, in those still quiet moments, the better you will get at sensing it underneath the noise. So, all right, we have our mission. We have our ideas to contemplate for the day. And I am going to go get something to eat because it's cold and I'm hungry. And I encourage you, as I always do, to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself every day. Every day. Because you are a beloved child of God in whom Spirit is well pleased, always and forever. This is the state of grace that we live in. You are worthy. And the more you practice that loving, kind compassion on yourself, the more that you will have for everyone else around you. And the more you practice it, the more you will sense that background radiation of love with the capital L's. All right. It is Saturday. That means Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today. And I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And we will have a service for you at 11. I believe because tomorrow is Valentine's Day, they are planning some extra special music. So please join us on Facebook Live for the music. And then we'll have the talking parts up on YouTube later. But do something to engage your mind and your body today, even if you don't want to go outside and all this. Drink plenty of water. And do what you need to do to make it a fantastic day, beloveds. All right? And just a reminder, if you've made it this far, I am archiving these on the YouTube channel, The Running Rev Ryan on YouTube. So if there was any particular date that you want to go back and listen to, they're archived there, and they are archived in playlists by the month to make it easier to find. And I do put the titles now in the talks or on YouTube, so that I'm hoping to help. All right, have a wonderful day, beloveds. Know that you're loved.